Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're going to look at funds that actually beat the NASDAQ. They say you can't beat the NASDAQ. They say the cover call ETFs only have NAV erosion, and you'll never beat the underlying assets, and you'll never beat any of the indexes. That is what they tell you. That's because they can't do it themselves. I'm just sitting there laughing, going, oh my gosh, let's look at some funds that beat it. But first of all, let's go ahead and say none of this is financial advice or any other advice. This is just Brad out on the internet. And if you like this stuff, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Just don't be some fat finger person. I do have little fat fingers, but that's okay. I'm going to add it to the stage. So go ahead. It's going to be, must be Qs. That is the NASDAQ on a 6-month chart or a year-to-date chart or a 1-year chart. Sometimes they're beating them, sometimes they're not. And there is no single stocks. None. We'll just say no single stocks, because you can play a single stock. It's a lot more riskier than an index. But I considered anything that is out there that has more than a few holdings. It has to have more than 5 holdings for the concentration rule. But we'll just go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we have out there. First one up there is, let's get a baseline. The Qs are beating SPY. They're beating the S&P 500 on a 1-year chart. So anything I talk today about is going to be able to beat SPY on the 1-year chart. I go to the year-to-date chart. And again, the Qs are beating SPY. So here we are. If it's beating the Qs, it's going to be beating SPY. And we're going to go on a 6-month chart. And again, the Qs are beating SPY. So the whole story is, if it's beating the Qs, it is beating SPY. The S&P 500. And they say you can't beat SPY continuously, but okay. We're going to go ahead and bring up some funds that appear to have been beating these so-called experts out there. First one is QQQ from Curve. Yes, if we look at total returns, it is definitely beating the Qs on a 6-month chart. Just pointing out what it is. Enjoy it, like it or not. But what also I like about this is on Curve, you don't have that NAV erosion. You do have a little bit of a difference between price and actual total returns. So make sure that you're looking at a total returns chart. And if you didn't know, on Seeking Alpha, if you use a single ticker and you go to the charting tool, you can put price return and total returns on the same chart. That way you can see which way it goes. Also, I found dark mode. I sit here in the light too much, and I like reading stuff in dark mode. So they have dark mode if you know how to click on the profile. Now, Soxy. Oh, wait a second. Soxy. Nobody talks about Soxy. Oh, there you go. You got to remember, some of this is the funds are newer. So I only have 6 months worth of data or 8 months worth of data. So that's why some of these are on a 6-month chart. But Soxy, a 12% payer from YieldMax, actually is beating the Qs. Can't complain about that. And if I go look at price return, again, we're looking at price. We see price being positive. We see that the total returns is positive. That's not a bad sign from a fund that pays you 12%. And remember, oh, you can't beat the Qs. Can't do that at all. All right, the next one is Chippy. Chippy. Now, I did cheat a little bit. Chippy has not been out long enough, so I just went ahead and showed when Chippy came out. Soxy, Chippy, they both have those chips that we're not going to get away from. I mean, everything has a chip in it. My microphone has a chip in it. My camera has a chip in it. Everything has a chip, and maybe Chippy is for you. And again, I did cheat a little bit there on that 6-month chart, but I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Oh, Soxy. We're going to go ahead to the next one. It's GPTY, right? Another yield max fund, but it beats on a 6-month chart. GPTY. That's very interesting. That's at 35.23% over top of 24.43% of the Qs. So there you have it. It's a weekly pair. I'm not so much into weekly pairs because I can actually do my own budgeting, but maybe you like that. GPTY, when I look at price return, and that's a very important thing again. We're looking at price return. Its price return is in the positive on top of its total returns. The next one is QDevo. How does QDevo? I mean, come on. How many of these things can actually start beating the Qs? You just got to sit there and roll your eyes. Remember, they are telling you, you can only live on 4% and you got to have 5 years of cash. None of these funds are good. They all go down. I'm sitting there going, QDevo seems to be another player paying about that 8%, maybe 9%, depending on the month and price. But there you have it. And we're just going to go ahead and move on. I look at QDevo on a price return chart. I'm sitting there going, what's there not to like? I have positive price and I have positive total returns. Looks okay to me. Now, everybody should hold some Bitcoin, right? I chose BTCI because there was some data on there. This is the 1-year chart, but you can go ahead and do your own research. Now you got YBTC and other ones that could do this also. But hey, we're just going to go ahead and say I chose this. I actually like Biddy. That's a different fund, but there wasn't enough data to fall into that 6 months. I just thought I'd throw that out. Go ahead and move on. If I look at price return, it's again got positive price returns. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the egg family. Eggy, eggs, egg Q. Take your pick. Some have downside protection. Some have upside protection. Who knows? They got protection. Well, some of them do. Egg Q does not, but it's a small payer. That goes into what you want and your financial whole life. Remember, I personally try to tell people, only have invested what you need for income. Everything else should be uncapped. So if you got BTCI, maybe you hold a little bit of IBIT or FBTC or HODL, any one of them. Come on, take your pick. There's more than one to choose from. Just what's your goal? So remember, everything that you need for income, find your income needs, then you put 30% on top of it. And I will be doing what's in my wallet coming up soon because I actually took $100,000 almost off the table. I was making too much income. So I put it into uncapped stocks. Why wouldn't I? Why do I have everything sitting in stuff that gets capped? Maybe I bought chat. I don't know what I bought. Maybe I did. I do know what I bought. But maybe I bought something else other than getting capped all the time. And I took $100,000 off the table because I didn't need the income. I've been finding that I've been using less and less income than I actually been generating. But we're going to go and move on. Notable. This is a notable. It's TDVI. It's also beating the Qs. It doesn't quite give me that 8%, but if you need 7%, maybe that's something you look into. And again, these are just a list of funds that you can go do your own research on. None of this is financial advice. Just throwing out the tickers for you to take a look at. The last one is Alti. That is shake my head. Hey, if you're into Alti, you're into Alti. It does beat the Qs on a year-to-date chart. But when you look at price return, you just sit back and go, oh. And everybody's been talking about this, going, oh, since April. Well, since April, the price went up a little bit and the price has come back down a little bit. The total returns has been going up. So you just sit back and go, is that really what you want to be in? Remember, this is investing. This isn't going out and choosing what you want. The next one is YMAG. Wow, another one. YMAG. How did that one get in there? Well, on a 6-month chart, YMAG beats the Qs. Imagine that. But I do believe I took Maggie and looked at Maggie and said, oh, Maggie. I don't know if Maggie is outdoing the Qs. It actually doesn't. But then again, it is what it is, and I just throw my hands up. But take your pick. Maybe you like Round Hill. Maybe you want to own Maggie over Yieldmax. I don't know. I didn't tell you what to do. That's totally up to you. Now, this guy must be new to the channel. Thoughts on AIPI versus GPTY? Well, sir, please go do your own research and look at a chart. Because when you look at a chart, guess what? AIPI has about what the Qs, not the Qs, but SPY. So it's down near SPY, and I'm talking about the Qs. So you might want to go take a look at that one a little bit harder and think about what your goals are. Now, FEPI came really close. I want to say maybe, oh, I did put FEPI in there. FEPI came very close. Honorable honorable mention. FEPI came very close. AIPI did not. Just thought I'd throw it out where these things are at. But FEPI, again, going back to looking at that SPY chart, does beat SPY. There you have it. It is what that one is. It is what it is. Let's see here. I don't know. Sure. TUGN. Go do your own research and bring up your own chart. Start your own YouTube channel and sit out there and put it up. I have no clue. I'm not going to go look at it. That's too much for me to do. All right. I have half in growth and half in income. There you have it. I never tell you how much I have in growth. Somebody asked me that the other day. I just don't tell you. And by the way, I'm just finishing up, going to answer some of these questions and go ahead and take what it is. We're just going to put it in. All right. Let's see here. Mr. Brad, are you invested in any of these Nest Yields ETFs? The answer is you're going to have to watch that other video. God, that was just too easy. The answer is no. I am not invested in them yet. I really might put them as a small portfolio into it, but I don't need additional income at this time. I don't know how to tell you. I don't need more income. There you go. Let me repeat that to you. I don't need more income. One more time. Maybe you just didn't hear. I don't need more income. So why do I keep on investing into more income? I literally said I took $100,000 out of income funds and put it in the growth uncapped. Maybe I'm playing around with $500,000 worth of Bitcoin and selling options on iBit. If you're in my community, you know that's what I'm doing. So that is uncapped. Uncapped. Totally uncapped. Just keep that in mind. Not everything has to be in capped and in income. Now, you have the other side of the fence saying you need to have everything in income or income. And the answer is no. Hey, if you need $60,000, $100,000, well, all you need is $130,000 worth of income, and then you can be in uncapped stuff. Matter of fact, when I do my portfolio review tomorrow's video, you'll notice that I got QQQM now in my holdings, and I got BAR, and I got HODL, and I got stuff in there that is uncapped. So Brad says no more need for income. Okay, if you need $300,000 to live, you can put all your stuff in there. Maybe I actually know what I'm doing and I don't need more income. Maybe you're just still trying to figure out how much you actually still need, but that's you, right? We can all live financially well. That's awesome. Goal is to be financially well. That's right. ARC also. No, maybe it does. I know. Go figure it out yourself. I just brought up what it does. You can sit there all day long and say this one and that one and this one and that one and this one and that one. Feel free to go look at them yourself. There's tons of tools out there, and I only have X amount of hours in the day to answer everybody's questions. Go do some more research. Now, a TV screen says ASLV. It's not out yet, but I have a feeling that silver will be coming out from Curve in the near future. Got that feeling. Really have a strong feeling that it'll be coming out. I'm going to just go back and look at these a little bit more. Yeah, and pick your stocks. Pick the ones that you want to be in. Why is it a red day? Why? Because it got overbought. Right? Is it on sale today? I don't know. Do your own research. Matter of fact, I tell my community that. I just don't go out there and tell everybody, because we look at charts together and say, hey, has it pulled back enough? When does it make sense? And we actually put that into the charts. And I publish that every day. I didn't publish it yet this morning, but I will here in about 15 minutes put in the charts of the day saying how much farther can we expect it to pull back. And I can actually give you an answer on that, where I think it's going to pull back too. But that is my personal opinion, and you need to develop your own personal opinion and look at charts. Right? Preference. I've already told you that. Go look at a chart on AIPI and GPTY, and you make your choice. One beats the Qs, one doesn't beat the Qs. Up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and end there and not make it all day. So until next time, God bless.